Okay, Pisces, so as far as your hopes, fears, expectations, we have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So I do have to say, on the surface, this could be some of you are dealing with the fire sign and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But what this is really representing is it's almost a stubborn energy. So I do feel that some of you are kind of digging in your heels and refusing to move forward in a relationship or in a situation. Some of you are just, refusing to compromise. Like, I feel like you know who you are, you know what you want, and you're not going to change. You don't, you have a extreme sense of pride about you. And for some, this might be making it difficult in relationships. Some of you, this might be healthy, and it might be what you have had to do in order to heal or be protected, to protect yourself in a relationship. But I do feel that some of you are not, you're not going to be a pushover this month. You're refusing to kind of bend to what someone wants you to do. Some of you are really wanting your own way, and you're refusing to back down in a relationship. I also feel that some of you might be feeling kind of isolated this month in love, where you're kind of doing your own thing and you're just not really trusting anyone. You're like, you know what? I've been hurt. I've been through this and that, and I would just rather be by myself. I'd rather just go it alone. I do feel, because you have the Nine of Wands and it's in reverse, that you're feeling there's a lot being put on some of you this month, Pisces, and you're feeling a lot of responsibilities. You're feeling a lot of burdens. And I do feel that some of you are just feeling tired in matters of the heart. You're like, you know what? I don't have any fight left in me. I'm almost giving up hope in this situation, and I'd rather just retreat and withdraw. And I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out in this situation. Some of you might have been having like past wounds, past things that have really rubbed you the wrong way are flaring up. And maybe that's why you're like, yeah, I'd rather do my own thing. Some of you this month kind of might be struggling with past patterns or repeating the same negative pattern and not learning from the past. I do feel that some of you are dealing with past situations. Maybe you're struggling to move forward because you're holding on to something. There's kind of a stagnated energy. Everything is on hold. Your love life is on hold. It's about feeling kind of emotionally overwhelmed and just having a lot of emotional baggage that maybe you haven't dealt with everything, and just kind of feeling overwhelmed by it all, Pisces. And if you do get overwhelmed, you'll probably just withdraw and retreat and not want to deal with anybody. Yeah, I mean, I feel like some of you you have no fight left in you with whatever, maybe you've been fighting for a relationship for such a long time and you're over it. You're like, I've spent all my energy, I've done everything I can do, and now all I can do is just retreat. There's nothing else I can do. You have to pull back from the battle, and you're not going to, put any more energy into this relationship. And I feel that you've kind of retreated from the situation or in a relationship because you're trying to gain clarity. You're trying to recharge your batteries and kind of refuel your flame, your passion, because if you are feeling overwhelmed and overburdened, it's hard to think straight. It's hard to see clearly. I do have to say that if some of you are feeling isolated, or if you've pulled back in a relationship, this card can kind of be like that lone soldier where, even if you've done that because just for self-preservation, some of you might be feeling lonely. Or just feeling like no one really wants you, or that you're unlovable, which, Pisces, that's the farthest thing from the truth. But when the reverse is 9, it's like you have been badly hurt in relationships in the past. And some of you might be having difficulty letting go of all that pain from your heart and mind. And it's affecting you now in current relationships or in moving forward because of, all these feelings that you felt in the past. Some of you are just concentrating too much on past failed relationships. And I feel that if you have been hurt so deeply, you feel that you can really never trust anyone enough again to let them into your heart. So the universe is kind of asking you, Pisces, if you are in that place, to step back and say, why do I keep getting in this situation? Why does this keep happening to me? And it's really trying to force you to look at your mindset and your beliefs, because that's what creates our reality, for good or for ill. And if you're feeling like no one's going to love you, then guess what? No one's going to love you. And it's about accepting your share of the responsibility in relationship failures, but don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Because you are lovable. And sometimes, because Pisces, you're such a spiritual sign, we have to, you have to meet the darker sides of humanity so that you can find the light. It's really about, for you this month, reflecting on these things and focusing on your positive aspects and strengths. And it's encouraging you. It's time to move on. It's time to let go of the past, along with any unhealthy habits, behavior, or thought processes. And so as you have pulled back, Pisces, the challenge is we have the Four of Cups in the reverse. So what this is almost like you, or some of you, taking time out, being alone with your thoughts. And when it's in the upright, the figure's kind of looking down, kind of feeling sad, sorrowful, focusing on the cup being half empty. The universe is trying to offer them, a positive, like what you can learn, how you can grow from this. So the challenge is going to be, Pisces, is seeing that pain, seeing those things, because this is the cup and this is your emotions, taking those past hurts and turning them around and seeing what God and the universe is trying to teach you and how you can become a better person, not allowing it to make a victim, but how it can empower you, how it can turn it around. It's like the universe is saying, Pisces, you've kind of been in your own world for a while now, and it's time to become aware. It's time to start opening your heart back up to new opportunities, to new experiences. If you've been disillusioned or disappointed by love or a person, it's time to actually do something about it. Now it's about taking responsibility, making the necessary life changes. And, you obviously have to continue taking those steps where you have to either keep your distance from somebody or even terminate a relationship or a friendship. If whatever is having a negative effect on you, Pisces, it's time to do something about it. You're really realizing that like attracts like, and that it takes two to tango, and that we can't always blame other people for everything that's happened, that you have to take responsibility for your part. And so the challenge is going to be to start seeing the glass half full. If you've been seeing it half empty in regards to love, it's like now, in order to attract more positive situations, it's time to start seeing it half full, to start thinking positively about your love life. And this is the challenge, Pisces. So instead of feeling nostalgic or thinking about the past, it's about realizing there's no point in wasting any more time or crying over spilled milk. And now you are being called to let go and move on with your life. People want to see you smile again and be part of the action. If you have been reflecting, taking time to do your inner work, it's about coming out now, coming out with the wisdom, the knowledge that you've gained, with a whole new bright perspective on life. Now you're emotionally stronger and you're ready to experience life again. However, the challenge is going to be that there's a temptation to stay in those old patterns, to stay in that negative mindset where you are stubborn, unyielding, and anyone that's trying to bring you out of that, you're just going to push them away and just say, no, I don't want to be saved, or I just want to sit here under the tree and sulk. So the challenge is going to be not being consumed with these intense feelings or negative attitudes. And you may have been hurt, but the universe is encouraging you to let go and start putting things in proper perspective so that you can move forward and be happy and receive the love and all the wonderful things that God has for you. And this is a general reading, so I'm just touching on the different aspects. The other thing that this could talk about is that you might be considering leaving a relationship. You might be considering letting go of a relationship. And now you're going, because you're bored. Some of you are bored in relationship and you want to search for a new one. You may not even really want a long-term relationship, but you just want someone to entertain you and make you feel alive again. Because I do feel like a lot of you are coming out of just this hurt, this pain. You're trying to make yourself better. Some of you might be feeling restless and have been kind of hopping from one relationship to the next because you're just getting bored, and you're coming to the conclusion that you want to leave a situation. So the outcome is actually a great outcome, Pisces, because I do feel that you are moving out of these kind of negative feelings, whatever the past hurt has been, and you might be re-entering the dating game again after being absent for a long time. And or in a current relationship, you're willing to do the work to spice things up, even if you've been unnerved by what has happened. So there is a positive indication here that you are moving on with this outcome here. We have the 8 of Pentacles, and this is about moving on after terrible disappointments in love or heartbreak. I feel that you've learned a lot, Pisces, and you've learned a lot, not only about yourself, but what you deserve in the process. So this is a really beautiful card. This is about you gleaning, working on yourself, becoming a skilled master. This is also talking about work and career and your artistic and creative abilities. So I feel like you are harnessing everything that you've learned and you are applying it even in your love life. It's affecting, it's helping your career and your spiritual path, and you're using all of your skills and you're refining and you're producing this beautiful creative results in the material and physical world. Some of you might be meeting an earth sign, a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus. And I do have to say on the surface, Pisces, that is a great sign for you because you could actually create, you know, a beautiful relationship. But this could also just be talking about you doing the work. You know, you're really going to start putting into practice the knowledge and the wisdom that you have gained so that you can be disciplined, skilled, and that you can share your talents and what you have to offer with others. This is also about success and pride and accomplishments. So I do feel that a lot of you are not going to stay stuck. You know, you are going to move forward. You're going to take the knowledge and the wisdom that you've gained, and you are going to start putting this to practice in real life, putting it to good use. This is about opening up more to Pisces and becoming more aware of who you are, the gift that you are, your positive attributes. And I feel that by doing this, this is going to attract better quality people and situations into your life that are going to be more fulfilling and gratifying for you. There's a sense of pride to this card, a sense of accomplishment. So whatever this issue is that you've been struggling to let go of, it's worth it. You are going to come out victorious and successful in the end, and it's going to make you better from it. So I really hope this has helped you, Pisces. If it has, I would so appreciate for you to like and subscribe to this channel.